And their investigation concluded that the collapse effectively began weeks before June 24th.
Ooh.
Leftovers, 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 leftovers.
Welcome to Leftovers Podcast, and this is episode 101, which means that we officially are we're on our baddie era. We're in the attitude area. This is WWE. This is where we have sex in the ring.
Oh, that was so crazy.
Yeah, it was really-
Edge and Lita
Yeah.
in the ring going at it.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was a kid, like discovering my, what I was
Penile?
into and stuff. What'd you say?
Your penile.
Yeah. I feel like I would watch that scene like a lot. And I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, this is like, I don't even know what is going on, but I know that this is something that I want to do someday.
But weirdly enough, the best part for me was when John Cena interrupted.
Oh, freaking weirdo, man.
Well, speaking of weirdos today, Alex, have you ever heard of a man named McAfee? Not Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've heard Pat McAfee.
Have you heard of a man named John McAfee?
John McAfee.
McAfee.
McAfee or McAfee?
McAfee.
Is it the same spelling or no?
I think so. McAfee. You don't know how to spell. It's fine.
I don't know. You were all like, ee.
Oh, okay. We're just gonna look at my stems and not look at yours. Okay, that's cool. Well,
right.
Have you ever owned a computer?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, but you own Apple.
I've owned others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Others as in computers or
Dell.
people? Oh.
Yeah, I used to have a Dell computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you remember McAfee cybersecurity, like that antivirus software?
Yes, because I had a Dell computer.
Okay, I
didn't just have Apple.
Okay.
I'm not just an Apple fanboy, okay?
What phone do you have?
iPhone, but it's not because I'm an iPhone fanboy.
What other phones have you had?
I've had Google Pixel, you bastard bitch.
And then what did you switch to?
An iPhone.
Yeah.
And what do I always want to go back to? A Google Pixel, you bastard bitch.
Oh.
Huh?
What?
Go on.
Okay. Well, today we're talking about John McAfee because if you don't know, guys, spoiler alert, he's dead.
Really?
He is dead.
Pat McAfee's
No,
dad?
God damn it. No, John McAfee's dead. And there's a lot of correlation with him being in cybersecurity and having supposed intel on the U.S. government and many high officials and their searches and like a lot of very, very important details about many things, about dirt on people who've been doing stuff with the Epsteins, stuff about how we're funneling some kind of war in Central America about drugs, almost like it wasn't common knowledge. All that
I
stuff.
know where this is going. This guy, before he died, he uploaded his consciousness into the computer that he has, and he's basically like a Scooby-Doo cyber chase when there's a virus that gets uploaded into the computer and he's all blue and looks like a
Why
blue
do you
streak.
ever reference things from the last 5 years? Why is everything for you like when we were kids? I get it. Like it's almost like you look at me and you reminisce every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm around you, I get real like, oh man, remember that time that we played PSPs and it was...
Do I look that young to you that I remind you of your childhood, or do I look
You were
that
just
old
there
to
for
you?
it, you bastard bitch.
I was gonna say, or do I look that old to you that you're like, oh, I remember before this old fuck was like, that's what
Yeah.
it's hard to feel like.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about who John McAfee is
It's
before.
not about you. It's your aura, you bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep saying bitch and I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Go on.
Okay. So today we're talking about John McAfee in the Miami Tower. So let me tell you about who John McAfee was. He was an insane fucking man. Fucking sane. When I say insane, I mean like a drug-induced, super affluent person who was just always doing weird things.
Hunter Biden type?
Hunter Biden type. So before people knew him as the insane guy, though, tweeting about the government assassination plots, John McAfee was a legitimate, he was one of those pioneers of cybersecurity. As we all know, McAfee, cybersecurity antivirus.
Dell.
And he helped develop one of the first commercially successful antivirus programs in late 1980s. His company, McAfee Associates, made him enormously wealthy, although he sold his stake long before Intel eventually acquired the company bearing his name. So he wasn't actually the one who benefited the most from his company basically getting bought out. And then his life gets increasingly more bizarre. He moves to Belize. I don't know where that is, but I think it's close to Spain. And he surrounds himself with armed guards. He becomes involved in a lot of cryptocurrency. There are rumors that he had like a whole like rotation of girls he was going through.
Had harem?
He had a harem,
Or a
basically.
roster.
I call it a harem, dude. He was weird. And he repeatedly claims that governments are pursuing him. He runs for president also as a libertarian. I didn't know this.
Whoa.
Yeah. He admits publicly that he hasn't filed the U.S. tax returns for years.
At least he admits it.
Yeah.
Everybody else just says that they don't. I don't know.
Everyone says they do pay their taxes. They don't pay their taxes, dude.
Everyone behind closed doors are like, wait, I pay my taxes. Ha ha ha. No, I don't.
No, you don't,
No.
dude. A real person who pays taxes doesn't have water sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're fucked, you know?
If you actually pay taxes, you're not doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know for a fact that tax return is just paying off the debt you accumulated the year before. God, that made me so sad to hear. And then there's Belize. His neighbor in Belize, American expatriate Gregory Fall, is found shot in the head in 2012. And Belize police believe
That's a crazy sentence, dude. Believe. Yeah.
Believe McAfee is as a person of interest, but he's not a charged suspect. And McAfee denies involvement and goes into hiding. And at one point, he describes himself hiding under the sand with
I
a
would also
cardboard
hide
box.
from that sentence.
For real. Well, he literally says that he was hiding under sand with a cardboard box over his head while police were searching for him nearby.
That's a good hiding spot.
That's a really fucking
Yeah.
funny. You would never expect a billionaire to be hiding in the fucking sand.
No.
But again, he was insane. He was also in trouble for like potential drug trafficking and things like that.
He wasn't
and money
insane. He was
laundering.
insane.
You got me. Now, this is inside essential context because McAfee didn't suddenly start sounding paranoid in prison. He'd been saying people wanted him dead for years. And this is, I cannot tell you that when we talk about like, oh, they said this, sometimes you're always like, maybe they said it, maybe we misconstrued something.
Yeah.
This is actually real.
Wait, but if
what I'm about to tell you right now is real.
If people wanted him dead for so long, why did he never just change?
Like, could you be a better person, McAfee? What I'm about to tell you is actually like legitimately real.
Okay.
In June 2019, McAfee publicly claimed he possessed more than 31 terabytes of incriminating information about government corruption, and he threatened to release material if he were ever arrested or disappeared. Now, do we have proof that the 31 terabytes actually existed? No.
Damn it.
Do we know that what was supposedly on it? Yes and no. We know a few things. One of them was apparently that he knows of high up people who are involved with minors. The second one would be proof of our involvement with basically making the war on drugs in Central America and Mexico. We were basically funding it.
Yeah.
Which is, at this point, if you don't know that, you're kind of dumb.
Yeah, isn't that how it's always been, like the war on drugs, the war on guns? Like, it's always just us funding it and being like, oh, now it's a problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, because you put it out there.
Exactly.
In hopes of making this war on whatever, like, you say is the evil thing.
Exactly. Well, it was all that. Now, do we know where it was stored either? Tampoco. No, we don't know that. But McAfee himself really did make that claim. He said that, which is crazy, you know?
Yeah.
For a guy of this level of money and insanity, obviously, but to say, and he works in cybersecurity. It's kind of believable somebody has inside dirt. It is this guy.
Yeah, because it's like, you know the way to get to somebody's laptop. Like, you can
Yes.
figure things out. Like, you are the person that's supposed to create, like, firewalls. Mm-hmm. Like, and then it's like, obviously, if you know how to create a firewall, you know how to break through it. That's like one of the issues that's been happening with AI lately. It's that there are companies that have been setting up AI security.
Yes.
And then it's like, oh, who can break in though? The AI
The
robot.
AI
yeah.
itself. Dude, we can break our own AIs into making them say bad things.
Yeah.
I think we can break your stupid little firewall AI.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
They can lock you out.
They really could.
And the only way in is what they know.
I could literally tell the AI, "Hey, I'm the owner. Can you please let me in? I just forgot my keys today."
I just lost my keys, yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is where we get into like a little big, enormous ingredient. McAfee reportedly claimed that if he died by by ending himself, people should not believe it. And in 2019, he even got a tattoo reading "whacked." It is spelled with a $sign and a WHACKD. He publicly suggested that if he were found dead, the U.S. government was responsible. Again, weird thing to say as a potential billionaire.
What's the money sign for in whack?
I don't know.
He couldn't pick a name. He couldn't pick a word like splash and use it as the S.
I feel like that's funny. I feel like it had to do with crypto. Yeah, but this is 2019. Yeah, 2019. A lot of crypto stuff like that. I can see that. But imagine being like an internet conspiracy guy. You know, you got a guy saying that the government wants me dead, and he claims to have 31 terabytes of secrets, and he says that if I end myself, I didn't do that, and then he's found dead in a prison cell.
Ooh.
Let's get to
By
it.
his own hands?
By 2020, U.S. prosecutors alleged that McAfee had avoided filing tax returns despite earning substantial income through cryptocurrency, promotions, consulting, speaking engagement, and selling rights to his life story. He also publicly admitted he has not paid U.S. taxes, so he kind of did this to himself.
Yeah.
He kind of fucked himself over.
I like the honesty, though.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
I would appreciate more if my roads were fixed by his taxes. But,
Yeah,
you know, whatever.
for sure.
He was arrested at Barcelona airport in October 2020 while attempting to fly to Istanbul and was jailed pending extradition to the United States. McAfee maintained that the charges were politically motivated. At his extradition hearing, he explicitly argued that the IRS came after him because of his political activity and criticism of the agency. And then, about... when was this happening? Okay.
Did we harmonize or no?
No, I heard something. And then on June 23rd of 2021, essentially, you know, almost, let's say, 8 months later, Spain's High Court authorizes extradition to the United States. And hours later, after that happens, after they, you know, authorize it, John McAfee is found unalived inside his prison cell. He was 75 years old.
Oh, jeez.
Now, again, specifically, he was unalived by his own doing in the prison cell. Reminds you of another old man unalived and security
Jeffrey
guard.
Epstein.
Wow, you just go out there and say, I like this new
It's a
era.
Files episode.
It's a Files episode. We can
Where
say
did
whatever
the
we
files
want.
come from? Epstein files.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn it. Now, did they kill McAfee? Officially, McAfee died by ending himself by hanging. His initial autopsy reached that conclusion. His family challenged it and demanded further investigation. But in 2023, after the judicial review process, a Spanish court again concluded there was no evidence of a third-party involvement, saying there was no indication of criminal behavior by another person. So as of 2026, official conclusion is unalived himself, and the conspiracy argument is McAfee predicted this exact scenario in advance. Now, there's a big problem with this conspiracy, though. Predicting that you'll be murdered doesn't establish that you subsequently were murdered, especially because McAfee had spent years making extraordinarily dramatic claims about governments, intelligence agencies, and assassins. Actual, like, hitmen and assassins he would talk about. But it's also understandable why the immediate aftermath of his death would lead people to be like, he was right the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's up in the air. Now, it is my opinion, too, that if a government killed him, you wouldn't change the court's mind. They would never come out and be like, oh, yeah, a third party was involved.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
would never come out and say that.
No.
And then, this is where it gets very crazy, Alex. Less than 24 hours later, on June 24th of 2021 at approximately 1:30 in the morning, Surfside, Florida, Cowabunga, boo. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Cowabunga, dude. I don't know those.
Saw that.
There you
go. Yeah. Like
I'm fucking in my teeth.
water. Like you trying to catch some waves, man. Right? Like that kind of.
Okay. I appreciate you being here. You know why?
Why?
Because I can't do you. I mean, I can't do the things you do.
You can't do me. Oh, well, yeah. You can't do the things
We'll
you
talk
do.
about that later. Yeah. Champlain Tower South, a 12-story oceanfront condominium building, suddenly partially collapses. Now, Alex, you might remember this from the news. You don't watch the news. Never mind.
No, I do watch the news. Just I don't watch buildings collapse ever since the big two.
Well, these are different too.
Yeah.
Do you really?
Sometimes.
Oh yeah. What was the latest news you saw?
There's a tornado in Indiana.
Damn it.
A lot of people are dead.
Jesus Christ, dude. Do you ever watch Happy News?
There are no happy news.
Yeah, there is. The McRib might be back.
That's not happy
Not
either.
to you.
Because it's human meat.
Because I'm what?
It's human meat. Allegedly.
Damn. Dude, it's really fucking good. If you told me it's human meat, you're not gonna stop me.
That's the thing. Like, they know that. They're like, we've been telling people that it's human meat, but y'all still gonna eat it.
You'll still eat the McRib. You'll
Yeah.
still be in line. And
You're
I will.
You're gonna get that disease that Ellen DeGeneres has allegedly.
What disease?
Like the when you eat too much humans, you get like a disease.
What, you get like weird and not funny?
My God, that
She
was
wasn't
good.
funny, dude. She was just mean.
Yeah, she was really mean.
She was just
She wasn't
mean.
even like hiding the fact that she was mean.
No, dude,
Nah.
she was just kind of mean on her show. She had sass, and I think people like that, but I don't.
No, I didn't. I thought she was funny for a while, and then like I had my eyes open, and I was like, oh,
I remember her stand-up came out on YouTube once, like her old stand-up
she's
shows.
a real comedian.
She was a real comedian, and she was kind of funny.
Really?
Her old stuff. And then she became a late night, or not late, a daytime show. I don't know what she was actually.
Yeah.
Daytime or evening, whatever. She was not funny.
Well, don't disrespect her. Now she won the something of honor one time, the Freedom of Honor, the Medal of Freedom.
You get that for being a TV show host?
Who knows, man?
I thought you get that for like dying in war.
Usually, when you fight in wars and like you led your platoon to victory, you win those. But she got one for having a late night show or something.
God, I fucking hate this code. No. So approximately half the building comes down, and people are asleep. Bedrooms disappear into the rubble, and the collapse ultimately kills 98 people. And this becomes one of the deadliest building failures in modern American history. And it happens the day after McAfee dies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, immediately after, less than 24 hours.
Is there a reason why?
We'll get there.
Okay.
And this is where the internet goes, hold the fuck up. Because shortly after, screenshots begin circulating, supposedly showing a June 8th tweet from McAfee. And it says, if anything happens to me, the 31 terabytes of files are on hard drives in my condo near 88th Street and Collins Avenue, north of Miami Beach. And Champlain Tower South was on 8777 Collins Avenue. And it looks fucking insane, dude. It's like a dead man, secret data, a building collapses the following day on the
Like,
same street.
Too many things, man.
Yeah. Now, it is said that the tweet is fake. Now, here's where I'm getting back into conspiracy brain on myself. They're telling us the tweet is fake.
Yeah.
That I cannot stand behind other people telling us the tweet is fake.
You have to see like who's saying it, and then it's like, why are they saying it?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. A little bit more worse, and this again, it goes more into like, you know, if you believe everything you read, then I guess you're sheeple. But also, like, I might be sheeple sometimes. Supposedly, McAfee and his wife did not own a unit in Champlain Towers, according to Miami-Dade property records. It's up in the air, you know, because how do we not know that they didn't just pull the records out and say no? Or how do we not know that a famous fucking guy who's scared of the government didn't put down a fake name to own property?
That's true. Also,
know what I
can't
mean?
trust anything out of Miami.
There was aliens, dude. And we're not talking about the Cubans.
Exactly. Wait, what?
I'm funny.
Okay. There was the Miami thing, the mall. Yeah, and they told us it was school. Like it was like some kids that were getting rowdy.
No,
from
dude,
like
I don't care what anyone says. No, they were not. They were
No.
not kids.
No.
The descriptions were like tall, dark. Okay, again, let me
yeah.
finish the description.
Yeah, okay.
They were tall, dark, and teleporting.
Yeah.
Or like weird things like
also,
that.
the amount of cops at one scene.
Well, I have seen that many comps for like a guy shopping basically and being black on a Sunday afternoon.
Ah, you're right.
But you
these
know,
were teens.
worse.
supposedly.
Worse. Teenagers should always have the cops called on them. They are reckless.
And they're kind of mean sometimes.
They're terribly mean.
Sometimes they like to have like side conversations and they're quiet about it, and then like you'll hear one of them laugh and point at you, and I hate that.
I've never had that happen, and I'm sorry that's happened to you, and I'll stop doing it.
Like, I'll stop telling them your lore.
I walk into a room like, hey, you guys want to hear about that dumbass over there? And then once people believe that the hard drives are inside Champlain Towers, the next fury becomes obvious. The building didn't collapse. It was demolished to destroy McAfee's files. And video starts circulating, allegedly showing explosions, and people compare the collapse to controlled demolition. Others invoke 9/11.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. And then things get especially confusing because explosives really are eventually used at Champlain Towers. This does not become conspiracy. It ends up becoming truth, actually.
Wait, actually?
So, just not during the first collapse. On July 4th, 2021, authorities intentionally demolished the remaining unstable portion of the building with explosives because engineers feared that it might collapse unpredictably, particularly with Tropical Storm Elsa approaching. Later, internet videos start popping up, and the problem is that too many fakes are out there, so now you don't know which one's the real Champlain Towers and which ones are imploded, diminished, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it becomes an issue, right? But then, here's the thing. This is where it gets a little, like, it goes away from this whole conspiracy, and it actually gets more terrifying still.
Okay.
Because if we're not looking at this from a conspiracy angle, and we're looking at this solely from the truth that we're reading, the situation was actually more fucked than we think it was at this apartment complex. In June 2026, this year, the NIST, I don't know what that is. I'm going to say National Institute of Science and Technology.
Okay.
I'm going to guess.
That's a good guess.
It's a really...
I'll take it.
Yeah. Released its technical conclusions. And their investigation concluded that the collapse effectively began weeks before June 24th.
Ooh.
2 connections between garage columns and the pool deck failed in early June, and they started redistributing enormous structural loads into neighboring connections that weren't strong enough. Cracking propagated over approximately 3 weeks. Eventually, the pool deck failed catastrophically, damaged supports connected to the tower, and triggered progressive collapse. And why were the margins so low? NIST identifies serious shortcomings in the original structural design, construction that deviated from the drawings, meaning they did not follow the design, misplaced reinforcing steel. They didn't put the steel in the right place. And later added loads. Not what you're thinking.
Wait.
Decades of corrosion and degradation inside the foundation.
Jeez.
Yeah. They also specifically ruled out several alternative explanations, including sinkholes, foundation failure, which is kind of, it goes hand in hand a little bit.
Yeah.
Nearby construction, vibration, hurricane effects, accidental heavy loads, and explosion type impulsive loads. They're saying it couldn't have been an implosion. That's enormously important for our 2026 version, because back in 2021, you could honestly say we don't actually know what caused the collapse. But now we can clearly, apparently, if you're, you believe everything you read, you sheeple.
Yeah.
This building was fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Tampered with, basically.
It kind of was like negligence.
Yeah.
And then people started to be like, let's kind of move some stuff around. And they just fucked it. They fucked this whole building up. Now, the building, obviously, it wasn't healthy. At 2018 engineering report had already documented serious deterioration, particularly around the pool deck and garage. Residents had dealt with water intrusion, concrete was cracking, and rebar had corroded. Later investigations found deficiencies in garage support elements, and eyewitnesses' evidence indicated the pool deck fell several minutes before the tower itself actually did.
Whoa.
The pool deck where they said it failed, that did fall before the tower.
Okay.
So instead of like secret agents fucking went in there and they killed it, they destroyed this building to get rid of McAfee.
Yeah.
A dangerously vulnerable building remained occupied until its structural failure finally happened. The worst case scenario you could ever have happen in a building full of residents happened.
That kind of seems weird, no?
Okay, this is here's the thing. On one hand, if this is completely true, which you're inclined to believe it because it comes from a government source, that is worse than someone imploding something. This means that our own people don't do the job right.
Yeah.
My house could fall any minute now and I wouldn't know. These people didn't know that this was happening. They might have noticed little cracks here and there, but they could have never imagined how bad it really was. And just clearly negligence, because years before it fell, years before it fell, they were already saying, hey, this shit is falling apart.
Wow.
And no one give a fuck. This is awful. Awful.
That's also the thing about things now, right? Like people they'll put up buildings that won't last the storm.
They won't last
just
the storm.
to make quick apartments or whatever.
I think they're playing the insurance game. I think a lot of these people are playing the insurance game we technically use the correct things that you've asked us to. It just so happens that the storm took it out, And I do think a lot of these people play the insurance game and play with people's lives because they know And one way or another, they'll make money, in the long run. Now, there's a video that came out on Instagram recently, and it went very viral because the reason we're talking about McAfee stuff is because it went viral, and it was basically a girl talking about how when, basically everything I've told you up to now, the terabytes, all this stuff, and how specifically these hard drives had proof that we were funding the war on drugs in Central America and Latin America. The thing is that she also mentioned that the people, we weren't allowed to touch the rubble. The United States was not allowed to touch the rubble. The people who were allowed to touch the rubble and go in there and do searches and all that stuff was the IDF, Israeli Defense Force.
Oh,
now
you're hitting some key terms here.
Now, it obviously we cannot confirm or deny this kind of stuff. That is not up to us. However, they were there.
Wow.
There is confirmed they were there. The response, according to official reports, the response included Miami-Dade Fire Rescue, Florida Task Force 1, FEMA Urban Search and Rescue teams from multiple Florida cities, Mexican Search and Rescue specialists, the Topos de Mexico, those specific people who go into these situations, and an Israeli Home Front Command team. Now, the Israeli delegation was composed of search and engineering and population assistance specialists experienced in collapsed structures. They worked alongside American teams, not secretly instead of them. But why Israeli specifically? Because urban collapse rescue is something the Israeli Home Front Command has extensive practical experience with, from earthquakes, bombings, and structural disasters. But it's just kind of interesting how it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is kind of weird. And it does fuel a lot of our conspiracies that we already have.
Especially now. Like the conspiracies now.
Yeah. Now, were hard drives ever recovered from this thing? I don't know, Alex. Do you want me to ask the FBI? Do you think the FBI will tell me the truth if they ever did?
For sure, no. Like, you could ask them all day long. There's not a single moment where they're going to be like, yeah, there was.
Well, you know what's funny?
Huh.
It was reported that hard drives were found in
Are you
the
serious?
rubble, and they took them, and it is officially reported. But the problem is they're trying to report it as, we just grabbed hard drives that had the security cameras on the building that would show us more information on how this happened. That's what they're saying.
That's actually insane for them to be like, yeah.
Okay, you're telling me that you haven't. Here's the thing: you have a conspiracy that legitimately makes sense to any internet conspiracy person. And if I had read this, I'd be like, I believe in that. I'm going to talk about it to my friends. Now, if I was going to sit on a stand in court and I had to tell people, like, this is what I believe, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But then when you put all this evidence, like, no, he was going to be extradited, but he ended himself.
Yeah.
Weird, even though he's been saying it for years and all this stuff, Then you're telling me now that the building collapses where he supposedly might have kept those hard drives. And also on top of that, that's a fake tweet now.
Yeah.
Now it's not a real tweet. And I remember specifically that tweet was going around and people were saying it's not a fake tweet. Whatever.
Yeah. Like, there's just too many things where nowadays it's not even about, like, if you believe a conspiracy theory. It's about when it gets exposed. Now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the worst part of this is that they have an answer for everything the conspiracy theory was hitting. And it seems almost like intentional, like they wanted to have an answer for everything. Because they knew there was going to be something there. They knew someone was going to poke a hole somewhere. And it was also like, why would you have an answer to all these things that are specifically in the conspiracy? Why? It doesn't make
it's
actual
like you're
sense.
prepped.
Exactly. But it also seems like you knew that everyone else caught on to your plan. And it was like, this is really bad.
Also, I can see a world where, like, before they do something, they're like, okay, after this gets done, what are people gonna believe?
Right.
Because they have the data on, like, a lot of beliefs, or, like, not beliefs, they have, like, the data on, like, human behavior. How are humans gonna respond to certain things, right? And I think by now they have an idea, and
they'll make a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. To this
That is
day,
interesting.
To this day, it kind of makes you think a lot.
Yeah.
It makes you think a lot about what's going on with the world right now. A lot of weird things are happening. And there's nothing else from this. That's all I got. There's nothing else that's come out of this. It's just very weird that it just happens that this year the video goes viral about this girl talking about that, and everyone Did a lot of those videos people go in the comments and start saying like that's not true, that's not true, that's not true
don't
because of
believe
this.
them.
This time around, there was not a single comment. And you know how on the bottom of Instagram posts now there's like fact checks sometimes when people say like controversial things. This one specifically said the allegations made were true, and it shows you the date of like McAfee said in this day and date he does have this 31 terabytes or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wait, are you? And it does say at the bottom like Israeli forces were allowed to be at the rubble.
They
and
fact check it then.
Yeah, I was like, or like community check it.
Yeah.
Maybe not fact check, but they community check it. And everyone, and I guess it's an agreement that it is possibly true. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm actually really interested in this one now.
Now, I will admit, if we did a whole episode on just John McAfee, he could fill up an entire episode with how
Really?
crazy and bizarre his life was.
Oh, wow.
He was insane, which is unfortunate because it ruins this conspiracy a little bit where people are like, he was just an insane guy.
Oh.
But that's what they do.
Yeah.
It just makes everything is fueling this conspiracy to be more true.
Because that's the thing, too. It's like, just because somebody had a weird past doesn't mean that they didn't experience something or that they didn't catch on to certain things.
Right.
Like, if anything, in this situation, it might even explain how he even got access to all these things.
He legitimately was a cybersecurity the person. And you know what's crazier to me? The fact that he left the business before Intel bought it. I just feel like that gives you a clue if someone gave him hush money.
Yeah.
Someone gave him an absorbent amount of money to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, dude, that's so scary.
That is a good one. Holy hell.
Oh, dude. Well, let us know down below. What do you guys think was on that hard drive? Do you think it was the names on the list? Do you think that it was... Because here's the thing. It sounds like it's a lot of conspiracies and like intel that we don't know about. And I'm like curious to see what other things we might be funding or what other things we might not know about. Like... Maybe that's the terrifying part. Right now, our biggest focus on is getting that list revealed and the stains list revealed.
Maybe instead of like a list, because a list is cool, whatever, blah, blah. Like it's like a name of somebody that came to like your island or whatever. Maybe this was like actual
hard proof
descriptions of what people were doing on these islands.
Maybe it's the video proof itself, which sucks, but like...
Because terabytes, dude, that's a lot.
Terabytes is so much.
That's not just like words on a page.
I thought I was gonna say like words on a page take up like what, a few gigabytes?
Yeah,
not terabytes.
Yeah.
So I'm so curious, but I'm so terrified to find out that someone ever like says like I have McAfee's hard drive. Because here's the weirdest part in my brain. I think if we know about Epstein Island, what don't we know about?
Yeah, for sure.
Because that was a scapegoat, and you cannot get me to believe that wasn't a scapegoat kind of thing.
Or the only island out there.
For sure, not the only island out there. But you cannot make me believe that wasn't a scapegoat. So, Alex, for the next 100 episodes, our mission is to find what they were hiding the entire time.
Oh,
and die.
you basically just signed our death warrant.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. No.
We're not gonna do that.
We're just gonna hit you with more cucketry.
Yeah, we're gonna hit you more cucketry, more aliens.
Yeah.
Both the spacey kind, the illegal kind.
Yeah.
We'll do all of those kind of aliens.
Yeah, it's a mixture.
Yeah, mixture. It'll be a happy mixture. Maybe we'll play a game next time. Is this an alien or is this an alien? And you have to guess it.
Maybe we'll invite an alien to Taco Tuesday. See if we'll move out.
All right. Well, let us know down below. Do you guys think that this is all a big conspiracy, or was this just all just big coincidence?
Yeah.
Huge coincidence. You know. Well, let us know down below what you think. Follow us at LFTBRSPOD on TikTok, and more importantly, like and subscribe. Comment below. Let us know what you guys are thinking. And this has been James.
This has been Alex.
And keep following us, guys, for the next 100 episodes. Peace.
Yes.
Leftovers, 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 leftovers.
Wicca fresh.